Hey, it's Brian Piercy with Real Estate Moto. Hope you are doing well, you're safe and healthy. Bringing you our Wednesday, the 8th of April update. First time popping in, seeing one of these, I'm kind of bringing regular updates to what we're seeing on kind of the ground level here in Myrtle Beach from a real estate perspective. So I'm going to dig into some more stats today than kind of I usually do. Last night, this is the first day that we're in our government kind of mandated stay at home but go to work order, which is a little bit odder than some of the other states. But so nothing really changed from a perspective of kind of access, stuff like that. We're still out there. We're still working with clients as best as we can, safe as we can for them and for us. But jumping into some stats, I saw something yesterday that said globally, listings were down last week, or new listings to hit the market were down 31%. I guess it was a combination of people that withdrawing their properties and just a lack of new listings were down collectively. So it made me kind of look back at some stats. We're getting a newsletter out that I kind of do on a monthly basis today that dives into, I always look at month over month stats. So looking at what I wanted to do was compare last year, 2019, to the 2020 stats for March. So obviously a lot of the stuff that closed in March were properties that were already under contract before the COVID-19 pandemic kind of hit the world scene, or at least hit us here in the US. But just looking at these stats, and I'll fly through them real quick. I'll leave this graphic up for you to take a look at. But our actual total transactions were down 6%, which is definitely down a little bit. I mean, overall, we started the year off great. Interestingly, the total volume was up 2%. So up, again, this is our Coastal Carolina Association, MLS, sort of our Horry, Georgetown, Myrtle Beach metro area. So 338 million last year to a little over 345 million last year, or this past March for closing. So the volume was actually up, which obviously that meant closed transaction prices were up a little bit, so up over 8%. Home sales were just about even. And then our condo sales were down a little bit. So that's one of the things that I'm seeing as well, are sort of the more motivated sellers are more with the second homes, investments, rental properties than what we're seeing in the primary residence market. So still a super small sample size, but basically what that's telling me, and sort of the people that are in their primary residences, they're kind of less motivated to make any drastic changes, selling their properties, price changes, than what we may see in the immediate future or coming weeks or months from a kind of a second home and investment perspective. So I always like to look at the last 24 hours. I update that on every one of these. Last 24 hours, 88 new listings hit the market and 77 sold. So that's still kind of a fairly balanced kind of number for what we're seeing as far as new listings and selling every day. Looking at, I'll show you kind of a quick few stats again on the current pending or properties that are under contract. So this will be interesting to watch, kind of see how this sort of unfolds. But right now there's 3,042 properties under contract in our market, a total of $840 million in potential volumes. It's a pretty good number. 1,968 of those are homes, 709 condos, and 31 are foreclosures. I like to kind of throw the foreclosure stats, kind of see just volume-wise. It's such a small percentage right now of our market. Hopefully it doesn't increase too much with anything kind of going on. To give you a perspective of that, there are a little over 13,000 properties, including those 3,000 that are on the market today. So again, that's kind of a quick run through. There's a bunch of stats. Have some of those graphics that are up there for you. Probably the biggest question I'm getting from different clients and friends and colleagues, just what are we seeing from a deal? Are we seeing great deals that are out there yet? It's still a little early, kind of in my opinion. There are definitely some that are out there. I'm getting calls from agents that, hey, I got a seller who really wants to dump and move a property. But I'm going to talk more about kind of deals and what I'm seeing and what like my recommendations are about that, either if not in tomorrow's video. If we don't do it tomorrow, then definitely by Friday. I'll get that out. So check back. Depending on how you looked at this, you can always just go back to, it's therealestatebrief.com. So you can just plug in that in your browser on your phone if you may just click on a button here. And then also, if you want to set up a phone call with me, let's do it. Click on the link below, or button, depending on where you're seeing it, and it'll direct you to a site where you can just book a phone call with me. Let's get on the phone and talk about your need potentially coming up in the future or later on this year in Myrtle Beach. So stay safe, stay healthy. Hopefully check back on our future updates. Talk to you soon. It's Brian Piercy.